Hello everyone and welcome to Yunshang ID Software Skills Series. This section, let's explain the rendering case of David's plaster statue. Let's first look at the final rendering effect. We will pass the material, lighting and PS post-production to achieve a render like this. So what's next? We officially start, so let's look at the scene first. What about the subject in the scene? It's this plaster cast of David, and then there are some scenes with kerosene lamps, small plaster statue, cabinet fabric, floors and walls, windows and a curtain. Then we can look at it in a geometric view. Camera perspective. Set at this place. Okay, so this is a camera. Then we look at the environment. What about the environment we are using here? It is an environment that comes with the Keyshot. This environment is also available in our materials. Provide everyone with. And then the lighting panel here we choose a product. Image panel here we choose photography. And here's the image conversion. We choose an access. Then check a denoising box. Give 0.5 here. Then check sharpening is also 0.5. Then we come to the material of the object. The first is this plaster statue. We double click on it. Click on the material map. First, change the diffuse reflection here to plastic. Then open the footage. Open this cast. Drag this sticker in. Okay, what about this texture? Let's connect a bump. What about the mapping method here? We select the box. Then here we can press C. Go to Preview. First adjust the size of this texture. To make it smaller. And then it comes to the plastic. We change its color to a white one. Highlights are also white. Roughness, we give it more. And then there's the fabric. We double click on it. First, change this diffuse reflection material to a high grade one. And then from the material, find the fabric. Drag these stickers in. Okay, first of all, what about this sticker? We can press C to go to the preview. Modify one of its texture sizes. Okay, you can zoom in a little bit. We connect it to a bump. Press C to exit the preview. Then what about this sticker? We connect to a diffuse transmission. In this texture we connect opacity. This connection is diffuse. And then this texture is connected to a roughness. Okay, as for here, we can right-click here in the middle. Add a color adjustment. Change its color through color adjustment. Here we can stretch the paper a bit higher. And then bring the contrast down a bit. Okay, then come to the advanced material. What about the highlights here? We pull the brightest. And what about the roughness here? Give him a little bit. Okay, then let's Ctrl and add R to reset the camera. Now I see that the texture of this piece of fabric is horizontal. We want to turn the texture upside down. We can double click on this texture, then change the angle of UV here to 90. You see, the texture is just sticking up. And then the locker. We double click on this cabinet. First, what about a material of this cabinet? Change to a plastic. Then open the footage. Drag in these three pictures. Okay, first this sticker. We change the mapping method to a UV. Connect it to diffuse reflection. What about this texture connect roughness? This connection is bump. What about here in the middle? We also right-click to add a color adjustment. Adjust the color, and here we're saturation it down a bit. Then this. What about the color adjusted in the color? Make it not so white. Just drop it a little bit. The texture here, height, we don't need to be so obvious. You can change it for him in this place. And then this curtain, double click it. Change here to a senior. Open the curtains of our materials. These for posts. Drag in. Okay, first of all, press C to preview this one, and then connect it to one of our diffuses. This one connects the bump. This connection roughness. What about this connection opacity? We add a color adjustment. What about the color here? I want it to be grayish. You can lower the value here. And there's the opacity. We can add one. Remember to control the color. Select it and press C to enter the preview. Here we adjust the value. OK, press C to exit the preview. Fortunately, double-click this advanced. Let's make the highlight here a white one. What about the roughness here? Give him a little bit. Then go to the wall and double-click it. Turn it into a plastic. Material wall here. Drag in these three pictures. Well, first of all, the same. Press C to enter the preview. What about here? Its size needs to be adjusted. Click on one of the links here for him. Then, what about the height? Let's adjust it again. Okay, the current size is more suitable. Then we connect it to diffuse reflection. Press C to exit the preview. Then this word connects the bump. And then this one, the connection roughness. What about the bump height? Let's adjust it. So make it, the bumps should not be so obvious. Okay, right-click here to add a color adjustment. Here we give it a yellowish color. And down here, yeah, make a fine-tuning. And here we go, we get saturation reduced. Give it some light. And the contrast is a little bit lower. And then roughness here we also add one. Remember to control the color. Also press C to enter the preview. We're going to turn this down a little bit. Press C again to exit the preview. Then came plastics. The highlights here are white. And then the kerosene lamp. Change it to a metallic paint. Open footage. These three kerosene lamps are dragged in. Change its mapping method to UV. It connects a base color. This one connects the bump. This link roughness of the transparent layer. Okay, change the bump first. And here, you can zoom in a little bit. Well, it doesn't have to be that obvious. Then let's lower it. It's the same here. Add a color adjustment. And the contrast here, let's go down a bit. Then add a technical color here. Press C to preview. Press C to exit preview. Okay, then to this metallic paint. What about the metallic color here? 97 or so is fine. What about this glass cover? We give a solid glass. Change the color here to white. What about transparent distance? Give him more. Let him through. What about the refractive index here? Give it a higher one. What about roughness? Just give him a little bit. And then the windows. Ctrl and R to reset the camera. Double-click this window and change it to plastic. Okay, what about these two stickers? Drag them in. Okay, first of all, we'll change this one to a UV. If you connect the concave convex one, what about the connection roughness? Here, what about the bump height? We're going to tick this normal map, and then zoom in a little bit. What about the bump height? It's more obvious. Give it a little more. And then here, let's change this. The color of a window. Then the following, and there you go, fine-tuning it. For highlights, just give a white one. Okay, after the adjustment is completed, Ctrl+R, reset the camera. The material is already finished. And then the lights. What about the lights? Let's go to the environment panel. Set the settings here. Here we choose a color. And here, change the color. Here, I'd like a yellowish one. Okay, so let's fine-tune it. Okay, and then we'll click on the editor again. Here, choose the color. We will directly give this environment to a black one. And what happens next? Let's make him a light manually. Here we go directly to the library. Then drag a model from the library. Drag the surface. Okay, then we're going to rotate and zoom out. Open. And then the geometric view. Click this icon. Just move it. I want this light. It was taken from this direction towards the plaster. So what's my first step? Adjust its position first. Okay, double-click it. Turn it into a material for an area light. Okay, now it works. First, change one of its colors. Make it yellowish. Okay, what about here? Adjust it. What about here? We put this lumen. Change to a watt. Make it brighter. Adjust its brightness here. Okay, what about the current location? It's actually almost interesting. Go and fine-tune its position in this place. It is also possible. Okay, and after that, we come to the geometric view. Take a look at his position. It looks like this. And then we click OK. And then we come to this panel of images. Make an adjustment to its overall effect. Here's our exposure. Give it more. What about the contrast? And here we can also tick it. Where to make its highlight? It will feel a little glow. And then finally, there's the camera panel. We can add a depth of field to it. We can click on this icon. Put such a focus on this position of the plaster. And then you can tweak it numerically. Now, that's too vague. We can adjust the size of this aperture. What about making his aperture bigger? It won't be so blurry. Okay, after the adjustment is completed, click Finish. Then what about the camera here? Remember to save it. So what's next? You can render it. Click here to render the scene. Here, we can enter 2000 high. and the format is PSD. What about the sample value here? We give 3000, then you can render it. What about after rendering? You will get a PSD file like this. We first select the render graph, Ctrl+J copy. Right-click to convert it to a smart object. Here, click on a camera filter. One click. There can be a comparison of the original image and the renderings. And then here on the right, can you do one on it? Overall effect adjustment. Okay, after the simple adjustment is completed, it will have an effect a lift above. Okay, after the adjustment, we click OK. What about this one? This is our rendering of the entire plaster cast of David. We'll stop here in this section. Thank you very much.